Well, our Susan Elcori continues our live coverage tonight from Edwardsville. Susan?
Well, Corey, the big thing we learned here today was that not everyone made it to the only designated shelter-in-place spot in this building. And this isn't a small spot. We're talking over 1 million square feet. So today we asked Amazon what exactly was done to protect and warn employees who were spread out through this space.
It is an area of the facility that is safe for people to converge. Generally speaking, it's in an area where there are no windows, so that it's a safer space to be in the building. It is not a safe room.
It's an area that made a life or death difference for Amazon employees inside this Edwardsville warehouse as a tornado tore through Friday night.
And the shelter in place, there's signage that tells you where the location is.
We've learned that space is in the north side of the building, the only part left standing. 7 employees took shelter in an area somewhere in the south side, demolished in the storm. 6 of them died.
Everything we've seen, it was all procedures were followed correctly.
In the town, sirens went off and phone alerts pushed out. Amazon says its team started alerts after the National Weather Service warning.
Our leaders immediately took to notifying them through bullhorns. They were using radios to get people to move to the shelter-in-place location.
We were corresponding with drivers that were coming back. There was a tremendous effort that happened that night.
It's a different story from employees we talked to who described chaos inside the building.
Was there a conversation of we have to get people out of here? There isn't a shelter?
I think the worst thing you would do is evacuate people out of a building when you have a tornado warning in effect. That is the best practice, is to shelter in place, and that's what everybody did.
Amazon calls that part of the policy all employees train for.
Well, every employee goes through emergency preparedness training, and we also drill throughout the year. So they know and understand what the steps are that they're supposed to take when there's an event.
Now as crews tear down what's left of the building, state leaders are questioning what could have prevented the tragedy left in the storm's trail.
And I've spoken with the legislators that are here too about whether or not we need to change code based upon the climate change that we're seeing all around us.
We did ask Amazon why it uses shelter-in-place areas instead of storm shelters in areas that are prone to severe weather. The company said it's going to look into that moving forward. Reps also said that some warehouses have more than one shelter-in-place spots in the building, but said they couldn't answer why there was only one at this warehouse. In Edwardsville, Susan Elcori, News 4.
Susan asking those important questions. Thank you. Here's another look now at the damage today in Edwardsville from Drone 4. And our chief meteorologist, Steve Templeton, is detailing the destructive storm that struck and when exactly the warnings first came out. Steve?
Yeah, I wanted to look into when the warnings came out and when the tornado touched down and if folks had proper warning. So here's a replay. And again, this is not live. This is a replay of radar from Friday night. Here we are at 7:35. And we advance this towards about 8:06 p.m. This is not a tornado, but this is where the Edwardsville tornado will eventually generate from. And at this point, there's a tornado warning issued that does include Edwardsville and the Amazon facility. National Weather Service did a great job of getting these advance warnings. So there's no tornado yet, but then shortly after this, we're going to start to see the tornado develop. Here we are with that tornado developing around 8:28. That's a 22-minute warning time. You know, the national average is about 8 to 18 minutes. So this is above average on the warning time. And you have to remember, we've been on the air and online for a couple hours now tracking tornadoes. Tornado Watch has been out for several hours as well. So advance warning was had for sure as this headed into that Amazon facility and then eventually dissipated, thankfully, in the southwest side of Edwardsville. This